in 8 minutes. Latest weather is reporting partly cloudy skies. Temperature 63.
Brother.
What's up, guys? We got a little bit of news to discuss, mainly regarding Francis Ngannou. We got a little bit of Jon Jones stuff too, but again, it ties into Francis Ngannou a bit because he's ducking Aspinall, but he wants to fight a guy who's not even in the UFC now, which is Francis. But we'll talk about that. But Francis Ngannou is open to returning to the UFC. His coach, Eric Nixick, the coach of Sean Strickland and Dan Ige, has said, enough time has passed. I would love to see them mend these fences and get back to competing in the UFC. 100% Francis would be open to the return to the UFC. I think it's more about business than it is about ego. At least it is from Francis's side. So, Francis Ngannou is open to returning. Now, this was not the mindset. This was not the talk of a year, 2 years ago. There was no talk of, Francis actually would be open to coming back. Hell no. From Francis's perspective, it was like, I've moved on to bigger and better things. I'm doing boxing now. I'm doing, I'm in the PFL now. But, and it's sad to say this, and I like Francis Ngannou, and I wasn't the biggest fan of his, I'm not going to lie or anything, but I liked him, and I liked his fighting style and stuff, But he's not had this insane success outside the UFC. He just hasn't. From the PFL, has not been able to find him anyone to face. He fought one guy, which was like Renan Ferreira, I think his name was. He destroyed him in a round. And then he hasn't fought since. And it's because they have no one for him. It's the fucking PFL. What do you expect? They have no one for him. There were rumors of him fighting Rico Verhoeven, which would have been cool, would have been a great fight. But it seems like that's not happening. He's fighting Artem Vatikov, and he's a kickboxer anyways. I don't think he would be super enthused about fighting it, and there's a lot of loopholes you have to get through. Like, they're not in the same promotion. They're both signed to different promotions, and what are the rules going to be like? So it's probably not happening. And then boxing-wise, he fought Tyson Fury, who some people said they robbed him. I thought Fury won it. I thought it was a really, really close fight, but I thought Fury just won it. That's my opinion personally. Of course, I'd be rooting for the UFC guy, even though I like boxing as well. But he had a razor-close fight with Tyson Fury. A lot of people thought he was going to get starched. He didn't. He had success. And then Anthony Joshua fucked him up for 2 rounds. He just got destroyed by Anthony Joshua. So that definitely lowered his stock by a lot. Because when you have that close of a fight with Tyson Fury, now you got Turki Al-Sheikh putting his arm around you like, yes, brother, now we're going to give you Anthony Joshua. And if you beat him, we're going to give you Deontay Wilder. Like, it's kind of like it opened up the door for so many opportunities, But then you lose to Anthony Joshua. You get flatlined KO'd by Anthony Joshua. His stock just, I think. I still look at him as a dangerous guy. It's still Francis Ngannou, but I'm saying maybe in the eyes of the boxing promoters, in the eyes of, everyone, Turki Al-Sheikh, his stock lowered once he got KO'd by Anthony Joshua. So now he's in a bad situation where he's got really no fight in the PFL. Seemingly, he's got no big fight, planned outside of the PFL in boxing. What the fuck is he going to do? That's the problem, And I don't even want to talk about all the bad news that's happened to him, and it's really unfortunate. It's honestly really sad. But if you want to factor that in as well, obviously that stuff is not his fault. But I'm just saying, it's just not been a good couple of months or even years, to be honest with you. It was initially good, right? When he came in, he had the boxing fight with Fury, and he got paid millions of dollars, and he made a lot of money from the boxing stuff. PFL are probably paying him way more than they can afford. But now it's just now what? What's your legacy like? Because it wasn't all about money for him. Because we can talk about his demands right now, right? So these were his demands. And again, this is why I'm kind of he wants to return, but these were his demands. We'll discuss this, but he says there was a lot of them. He responded when host Ario asked what the sticking points were in the deal. What I have learned is that you don't go to the negotiation table expecting to get everything that you want, but at least you want the other side to show a willingness to at least try. So he claims the other side, which is the UFC, didn't even try to meet whatever he asks, right? I asked for a lot of things, which doesn't mean I was expecting all of those things, but I expected at least one or two of those things. I asked for a right to sponsorship, which we've been ripped off of. We can't have sponsorships. I asked for health insurance, which we don't have, and I asked for someone in the board meetings, a fighter advocate. None of those things have been added. None of those things, Francis. I asked for a lot of things, which doesn't mean I was expecting all of those things, but I expected at least one or two of those things. None of those things have been added. So why do you want to join? They still don't have fucking health insurance. They still don't have sponsorships. And I'm not sure if there's someone in the board meetings that's a fighter or not. I don't know about that. But still, I couldn't have that stuff that I asked for, but I just wanted to know that some stuff that I do want would at least be in consideration. They said, no, we don't do business like that. I said, yes, I can pay my health insurance because at this point for me, it's not a problem. But how about those guys that are at the bottom making 10K plus 10K, or if they lose a fight, 10K, blah, 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 right? So you get the point. So he had all these demands, right? And those are like basic demands, right? Like health insurance, let's get sponsors back. That's like basic like shit, right? It's not like he's asking for like, yeah, I want every UFC champion to have a personal prostitute follow them around, or no, right? It's decent demands, right? He's not like, oh, I want every UFC fighter to have $1 million base pay. Like, no. But at the same time, none of it was met. And it's been years since he's been in the UFC, and still none of it has been met. Like, nothing has been added. They haven't added sponsorships for fighters. They haven't added fucking health insurance. So I don't really know why he's 100% open to returning. Again, it's because things aren't looking that up for him outside the UFC. I wish things were. I wish Francis Ngannou left the UFC. I don't like Dana White. I like Francis Ngannou and the fighters more than I like Dana White and the UFC at this stage, to be honest with you. I think Dana is right about a lot of things. I think he is. But it's just not a good look from Francis. Again, I wish he left the UFC, KO Tyson Fury, won the fucking world title, became a boxing legend, went to the PFL, got all these super fights, but none of this is happening. Instead, it's just like razor close fight with Tyson Fury, then you go to the PFL, you beat whoever the fuck, then you get flatline killed by Anthony Joshua. I don't know if that happened before the PFL fight, but you get my point. Again, you might be a millionaire. He might have 10 million, 15 million, 20 million in the bank, but are people really talking about Francis Ngannou right now in a positive way? And again, the only time people are talking about Francis, it's negative things, and it sucks, honestly. And I hate that, and I think it's really sad that like these awful things are happening to him outside of the cage. But that's the thing. There's no like good PR for this guy. So of course I'm not shocked that he's open to returning. It's just why the change in tune? I think we know why. And of course, everyone's favorite duck, Jon Jones. Basically, I'm hearing Francis Ngannou still interested. Now we're talking. That's a real super fight, a clash of champions, not just hype. He held the UFC belt. I've defended mine for over a decade. Two kings from different roads, not just one legend facing a mouth that's hot right now. What the fuck kind of gauche? But two real legacies colliding. That's the kind of fight that actually adds something special to my story, at least from my point of view. At this point, it's just like, I'm not going to rage anymore. The guy is like so... I honestly think I think he's playing a character. Or I think I don't even know anymore. I have no words. I'm stuttering. I have no words anymore. This guy was quote-unquote bulking up to heavyweight for 3 years. 3 fucking years he was bulking up. Francis Ngannou leaves instantly. Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm ready. I'm ready to fight you, Cyril Gane. I'm ready. 5 weeks notice, 6 weeks notice, whatever the fuck. Instantly steps up to face Cyril Gane as soon as Ngannou leaves, basically. Hilarious. But now all of a sudden, you know Ngannou's not coming back. But it's easy to say, yeah, now we're talking. I'd love to fight Francis. Of course you're going to say that. And stylistically, it's a way more favorable matchup than Tom Aspinall. That's a real super fight, a clash of champions, not just hyped. He held the UFC belt. How do you... I said I wasn't going to rant. I said I wasn't going to get angry, but fuck it. How do you expect Tom Aspinall to hold the UFC belt, Jon Jones, when you're the fucking champion? How do you expect Tom Aspinall to ever be a champion when he's in the same division as you. A guy who is holding the belt hostage, holding the entire division hostage. Yeah, that's a real champion, a guy who's defended his belt. What do you want Tom to do? He's the fucking interim champ. How can he win a belt if you're the champion and you refuse to fight him, John? You fucking retard. I think he has autism. It's not just he's gay, he's a woman beater. We know these things. I think the man is genuinely autistic. I think he's on the spectrum. I really do, man. I really think he's on the spectrum. We have to really start to reevaluate. Maybe we should be kinder to him then. I think he's legitimately autistic. It gets to a point where it's like this guy, it's more than just him being a sociopath or whatever. He's autistic. I'm just saying, bro, because the way he speaks is so retarded. I don't even want to talk about, like, he went on a whole fucking thing of tweets. So I even want to discuss it. You know what? Fuck it. He tweeted so much. I might as well just make this a Jon Jones hate video too, because I'm not doing a separate video on Jon Jones tweets. I'm sorry, because he's just never going to stop. So I might as well just group this into one video. He says, so this was the recent, I guess we'll start from the top, right? He says, you clowns thinking Francis would be that much easier because of the ground game. Tom has no ground game either. An English black belt is like getting a participation ribbon. He's rage baiting. Like, I'm not even angry anymore. He's rage baiting. He's trolling. I already read the Francis tweet. You know, that's a super fight. Instead of signing some petition, I'm going to need at least 200 5-page essays from TA fans around the world, Tom Aspinall fans around the world. Double-spaced MLA format. Convince me my team will pick their favorites and get back to you eventually. I just don't know, bro. I don't know anymore. I came, I saw, I conquered. That you did, sir. Thank you for the memories, John. I almost said a slur. I said it in my head, and then, oh my God. I almost said it out loud. I almost said a slur. I really almost said a slur. I mean, we can just keep going, right? He says, I call this photo rent-free. Kept the attention of an entire country while doing nothing at all. I don't know. Jon Jones with both of y'all. He's talking about DC and Chael. Jon Jones with both of y'all. But hey, why not team up on a podcast and gossip about his life? Meanwhile, he's out here making your annual salary in a week. Stay busy, boys. So, John, it's all about money for you. Because that's the only thing he always says. But I'm living my best life. I'm making all this money. Look, you beat your wife in front of your children. You beat your wife to a bloody pulp, and your kids had to call the police. You ran over a pregnant lady. You took steroids. You hid under an octagon for 6 hours, hiding from USADA. Like, at the end of the day, whatever, bro. Whatever. DC and Chael Sonnen are much better fathers than Jon Jones ever will be, and I think they care more about that than, oh, you make a little bit more money than them. Sorry, John, but that's just to be honest. Let's read this. Look. No, honestly, I wish Tom no ill will. He is no threat to me whatsoever. Fight him then. I love when fighters say this. I'd beat him easily. I'd beat him so easy. Then fight him. Like, he should start with just trying to be the best heavyweight of all time. How? How can he? He's trolling. He's trolling or something, right? Like, he has to be, right, guys? You should start by trying to be the best heavyweight of all time. You're the fucking champion. What do you want him to do? It's just whatever, bro. Get this. I almost said a slur again, bro. I got to get out of here. Excuse me. Oh, my God. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. I see things like this happen all the time. Fighter allows me to become their whole identity. They're so focused on being the man. Meanwhile, the competition is lurking. The big mouth gets bit in the ass. You're so gay. Why are you discussing mouths and ass? This guy is legitimately. It's Pride Month, I know, so it's like they all come out at this time of the year, and Jon Jones is no exception. Look, someone said you lost to Reyes, bro. He says, I want you to be a good boy and write that to Dominic what a fucking home. Every year for at least the next 20 years. Let him know he won. Good man. Appreciate all the folks that corrected me. I said Tom got submitted twice. Yeah, he did say that. He tweeted like Tom got submitted twice like a couple days ago. But it turns out it was just once. By a guy everyone calls Cousin Earl. Then he got TKO'd by some other random. Tough to remember who did that when there were multiple people involved. Yeah, is it the same thing with your arrest, John? There were multiple people involved with that too. Or the same time when you beat your wife, your kids were involved in that. When they saw your wife bloodied in a hotel room. And remember, you can't strip a guy like me at this point. I give the belt up freely. Just blatantly saying, someone said strip John and Tom. He says, that's an interesting take. Shit, I'm 37. My body hurts everywhere if I'm being honest. Funny how Tommy Boy talks zero shit to the studs of his generation. Barely even mentions their name. You're the champion. He's the interim champion. There's nothing he could do. What do you want him to call out fucking Rizvan Kuniev and Shamil Gaziev, bro? Really? You want him to say, oh, Shamil Gaziev, come fight me, motherfucker. You're the champion. We know Shamil Gaziev is going to be champion eventually, but that's it. I'm done. Duck Boy over here winning and sticking one big fat F you to the haters and yeah, whatever, bro. And finally, Dana White, we're going to discuss this a little bit at the end, was absent from the Merab versus O'Malley press conference. He was also absent from the 316 weigh-ins today because he's in an event in Missouri. He's at an event in Missouri for an energy drink. Oh, my God. Now, I was, honestly, when Dana wasn't there, I was like, you know what? The UFC, they're looking for new partners. They're trying to leave ESPN. Maybe he's just in meetings. Maybe this is an important time for Dana. He's at an event for an energy drink. Like, honestly, I truly believe he's not at these press conferences because he knows the Jones questions are coming. He hasn't done any interviews. He hasn't done nothing. He hasn't done shit. No interviews, no press conferences, nothing. You know, people want to discuss, like, you guys shouldn't wish for Dana to leave the UFC. But I'm like, bro, if he left, would it be that much worse? He barely shows up anymore. This whole Jon Jones thing, this whole Dana White thing, it's just like, I don't know. I don't even know if there's just some deeper thing. Is it a case of like, I mean, of course, the joke is that, you know, Jon has Dana White on tape doing something. Would that surprise any of you guys? It wouldn't surprise me. I personally think they're just using Jon as sort of leverage to get a better TV deal. So it's like, look, we have an American champion, Jon Jones. We have Jon Jones as our champion right now. But then again, once they sign their deal, are they just going to instantly strip him? Because I don't know, bro. They have other stars. They could be making Tom Aspinall a star right now. Oh, the man that Jon Jones didn't want to fight, Tom Aspinall, will be returning to the octagon this Saturday. Whatever. I'm done. I have no more. Unk got nothing left, boys. Unk got nothing left. That's all I got for you guys today. Francis Ngannou wants to come back. He changed his tune, I guess. Jon Jones is a fucking bitch. Tom Aspinall. At this point, free Tom Aspinall. Honestly, free Tom Aspinall. Please, Tom Aspinall. Leave the UFC. Go fucking fight Artem Vadakov. Please. I would actually want... Free Tom Aspinall. Let's start this now. Let's make this a fucking hashtag. Free Tom Aspinall. And fuck Dana White as well. Honestly, I kind of want to see what a UFC ran by Hunter Campbell looks like at this point. Honestly, I don't care that it's ran by TKO and it seems to be getting worse every year. At this point, I just don't care for Dana White, if that's the case anyways, because he's been annoying me for the last couple of years, as he's been annoying all you guys. So make sure you guys like and sub. Become a member in the description. What are your guys' thoughts? And peace.